Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Danielle, welcome. And today's video, we are going to be talking about a little touchy subject, but today's topic is convictions, personal convictions, and my unpopular opinions to some secular music and a couple of Netflix shows. So with that being said, if you're into fashion, faith, and biblical femininity, this channel is for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there. It would mean the absolute world. And to everyone who has subscribed recently, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you guys. And enough of me rambling on. Let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Let's go, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
Okay cuties, so before we take a deep dive into this video, I want to define a couple of things. So the first thing is, where do convictions come from? And convictions come from your personal relationship with Christ. Now, it's not, with that being said, when I say your personal individually, now it's not talking about non-believers, it's talking about Christians. So now that we got that clarity out of the way, that where convictions come from, that is from your personal walk with Christ. So now that we know where convictions come from, personal convictions come from, now we want to talk about what personal convictions mean. So personal convictions is scriptural truth being applied to the believer, to the individual's life. So basically putting scripture into work. Now the next thing I want to define is secular. So what does the word secular mean? Because we always hear, if you're a believer or a non-believer and you're watching this, you always hear secular. What's secular? Secular music, secular movies. What is actually the definition of secular? So the definition of secular is actually of or relating to the worldly or temporal. So basically anything that is from the world. So you might ask me, Alexis, what things are from the world? I have an answer for you. So we see this in 1 John 2:16. And this is what it says. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, lust of eyes, and pride comes not from the Father, but from the world. So lust of the world, lust of the flesh, lust of the world, lust of the flesh, and lust of the eyes, including pride, comes from the world. Now, how do we obtain personal convictions? Because we are all on this different path to our relationship with Jesus. So personal convictions comes from you praying and seeking truth on your own in your individual walk with Christ. There's a reason why in the Bible it says, seek and you will find. That is probably one of my favorite verses in the Bible, because it's not like I'm gonna go hide, the Bible or the ingredients to something. No, look for it. It's right here. Just take it. Receive it. Now, as we keep talking about personal convictions, now that we know, personal convictions really comes from when you start reading the Bible and you're cultivating your relationship with God. Examine your life. So when I say examine your life, is there something that is taking away from God? So usually when you get convicted from something, it's because it's taking away your peace from God. It's setting your eyes somewhere else. And we see this in Proverbs 14:7, and it says, stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips. And then there's another scripture, 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be misled by bad company, corrupts good character. So again, I'm saying this all again to relay that usually convictions come from something you're not supposed to be doing. And again, this is all from your personal relationship with God. Now, for example, this is one of my personal convictions that I have gotten, and mine has been secular music, specifically rap music. And if you guys know me in my personal life, I love rap music. It's just something that I've always loved. It's one of my, well, it was one of my go-tos. And I vividly remember as I get stronger in my walk with God, God was convicting me of listening to specifically rap music, but I was just like, it's fine, I won't listen to it as often as I was. And I started doing that. But then I kept getting convicted over and over again. I would say, okay God, I'm gonna stop listening to it, and I would do really well, but then I would get bored and I would play a Drake song, a Megan Thee Stallion song, Cardi B. Yes, I would listen to all of that. And there came a time where I was getting attacked in my dreams in secular music, and I would think back, and I vividly remember like waking up in the middle of the night and being like, what is going on? Like, and I started praying, and I was like talking to God. I'm like, why am I getting attacked in my sleep? And I started going through my everyday routine, like nothing has really changed. And then it dawned on me, I was literally listening to Drake, to one of Drake's albums. That's really the only thing that has changed. And mind you, when this incident happened, there were warning signs of God telling me, hey, stop listening to rap music, stop listening to rap music. But I did not care to take the warning signs. Since then, I've made it a big effort, and I've gotten to the point where I don't listen to secular rap music anymore. And I still listen to rap music, but it's Christian rap music, and it's not Lecrae. I know so many people want to talk about Lecrae. He's a good rapper, but there's so many more other artists that have a little bit more biblical meaning into their music. So, and before we jump into the next point, I want to leave you with this. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do comes from it. So when I was getting attacked in my sleep, I wasn't guarding my mind and I wasn't guarding my heart. That's how I was able to get attacked. So yeah, so that's just one way personal convictions has worked with me, is through secular music and TV shows. But specifically, that's just one that I wanted to share with you. And granted, when I'm sharing all these things, it's not because I have completely overcame them. It's because literally this incident happened to me within like the last month or so. And as I'm growing, I want y'all to grow with me. I don't want to keep everything like I'm a perfect Christian and nothing ever happens to me, la 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 la. It's all dandy and roses, and it's not. The next thing that I want to talk about is my personal convictions when it comes to TV shows, and specifically Netflix shows. Now, I know so many people are probably going to get upset, but I do want to preface that these are my personal convictions. This is something me and God have discussed. I'm not saying that you guys should stop watching these shows. Maybe take it up with God and see what He tells you. But these are my convictions on secular music and TV shows. Okay, so the first one is the most popular and infamous Bridgerton show. And I'm so sad to say this, but I finished the series, and halfway through I knew I wasn't supposed to be watching, but it wasn't until we got to the nudity of the show that I was just like, wow, like this is literally almost like porn. Like that's really what it wasn't hiding anything. And I know from me personally, I love really good girly shows, so I know little girls or younger girls are going to want to watch that show, and it just full on like sex scene. I'm just really, like, I feel like that didn't have to be put in the show, because I know so many young girls and girls in general, they're gonna be so enchanted by like the dresses and the style and like the love story, but then later on when they are married, they show these sex scenes, and I'm just like, that's so, like, I didn't need to see all of that. Like that could have been left out. The second one was the Bling Empire, the infamous like Crazy Rich Asians show on Netflix. And honestly, at first I didn't see like anything wrong with it, but as I got as it progressed through the season, I started getting convicted on the love of money. Like, I saw, after I would finish watching something, I would want to go shop, or I was saying, oh, I wish I had this and this and that. So I really got convicted on the love of money, wanting to live a fast lifestyle. And I feel like this is something that I've been working on in general. And it's not that I want to live like a high society, fast life type of thing, but I feel like we see this on social media, and as you get closer to God, I feel like you desire less of materialism things. So I felt like that kind of set me back a little bit, so I had to redirect my attention elsewhere, my attention on God. The next thing, the gossip, which in most shows, like, I feel like the gossip is normal, but it was just so much drama, and I was just like, no. Like, I don't like drama, I don't like problems, so I was just like, to the point where I was just like, I'm not having fun watching the show. Oh, and the biggest one, as I kind of ignored some of the other signs, was the afterlife and the Buddhism. It just didn't sit right with me when one of the people from the show was talking about, like, their mom came back as their son. That was like the big red flag for me. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not gonna watch this show anymore. Now the next point that I want to make is worldly music, and I'm gonna preface this with rap music. It usually disturbs my peace. It sets my mind away from God, is the main thing. And truly, I've known this for my whole life, and my grandma would tell me this, and I would even speak it to my friends, is music has power. What you listen to is ideally what you're putting in your mind, and it sets the tone for the rest of your day. If you're listening to like sad, depressing music, you're gonna get depressed. Like, that's how much power music has. Rap music glorifies money so much, and sex. That's not what I want my life. That's not what I want in my head all the time. And the next thing is the language, the cuss words, the I'm this, like, it's cool, like, it's cool and everything. I mean, like, it's fine. Well, it's not fine. Honestly, it's not fine. It's really not. And let me tell you this, I, you know, slowly have been breaking away from listening to rap music and a little bit of secular music, just because I pay attention more to what I'm actually listening to. And when I just hear like some really graphic verse of something sexual, or just like cuss word after cuss word, and I've never been one to cuss, so I'm just like, wow, like, that's really like harsh. When you're not exposing yourself to that, then you're gonna be like, wow, like, what, really? So that's one thing as well. And again, I feel like when you start listening to stuff like this, or you start watching certain things, you start to desensitize yourself to that. So if you're so used to listening to heavy rap music, or any type of music that has a lot of cuss words, or like not really good meanings, then you're gonna start being desensitized. You're just gonna be like, oh, like, it's whatever. And you know, so that's just one. Those are a couple of things that I've been convicted on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, I do not want to say like this is what it needs to be, because that's not at all. I'm just sharing my experience on what God has convicted me on, and things that I will no longer watch, or I don't watch, because I just didn't want to be like, these are convictions. I also wanted to give you guys my own personal take. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up as well. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. I love you.